I think Jeannie has my PDF version, right? You can
Okay.
actually share that as well. But
Okay, thank you.
that version wasn't up to date because we still have updates as of today. So the
Okay.
one that I'm going to share now, it's up to date, right?
Okay.
So later, I'll also give a PDF version to Jeannie so that you can distribute it to your clients as well.
Wow. Okay, thank you so much. So maybe Michael can introduce yourself to our
Okay,
members.
sure.
Mm.
Okay, first of all, just want to ask everyone, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll be, in a way, do it interactively. So I'll be pausing every once in a while to get questions if you have any, right? So probably after like 5 or 10 slides, then I'll pause. Then if you have any questions, you can ask me. Or if you have burning questions to ask, you can ask there and then.
Okay.
Okay, so a little bit about myself, right? I'm actually having this ACCA qualification, right? Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, since 2004, and also an MBA in 2013, right? So I have about 15 years and experience, few years in KPMG, right? 9 years in Intel, right? And also I have a background as group finance controller, right? For a construction local Malaysian companies.
Mm.
Okay. So I started my own firm since 2012, but last year I actually merged with another one, right? So that we get better expertise, right? So right now we are actually embracing artificial intelligence services, right? In cloud-based and also document archiving. So I'll be elaborating a little bit more about this later. Okay, so what we do, right? We have 4 services, 4 categories. First of all is the shared services, right? In terms of accounting, payroll, and HR. So what we do is that we do financial planning if you need, right? And consultation, a full set of accounting, including expense analysis, and also tax planning, payroll, and HR services. Then if let's say you need corporate or business advisory, we do pre and IPO exercises, merger and acquisitions, budgeting, and also corporate strategies, right? And also organization restructuring. This organization restructuring typically is meant for tax planning purposes, so that we hope that the corporate or the group get the effective tax rate that they can enjoy. Then we have another partner who is also the vice president of SME and SME division from CIMB. So he actually retired recently, and he became our partner. So he'll be in charge of this debt restructuring. So if you need or your clients need any help in terms of debt restructuring or financing, we will be able to help as well. Right? And another partner of mine, a lady who is actually specialized in licensed manufacturing warehouse. So this LMW license actually exempt a company in terms of paying sales tax and also import duty. So if you are doing a lot of, or if your client is doing a lot of import and exports, right, it's best for them to apply for this LMW, right? And also we do other services like ISO, Halal, HACCP. Okay. So right now, let's go to the important part, the REACH subsidy program, right? So the criteria right now, as mentioned by our PM yesterday, it says all businesses that has been registered with SSM or local council and also Percaso before January 1st, 2020, you are eligible to apply for this wage subsidy, right? So this is the new updates. If you are 75 employees and below, which you are categorized as micro and small, no additional criteria. But if you are medium and big, means that if you are 75 or 76 employees and above, right, you need to have this additional criteria, means that your business suffered a loss of more than 50% since January compared to previous months. So this previous months is actually a little bit confusing for certain people, right? Right now, there's no specific guidelines yet. These previous months could mean October, November, December, right? Or it could be January, February, March 2019 because of the seasonal trending analysis as well. So if you are in these categories, I would suggest you prepare 2 types of report. One is for quarter to quarter analysis, then the other one is month to month analysis in terms of your total revenue. Okay. And it's only limited to employee salary below 4,000 and below. Okay, so the assistance is for 3 months, right? Different category, right? For employee or for companies more than 200 employees, it's only 600. 76 to 200 employees is 875, or less, you get 1,002 per employee per month for 3 months. Okay, how do you apply? Pretty simple. Go to this website, prihatin.pekeso.gov.my. You can start to apply only after or on April 9th. End date is September 15th, or until the funds depleted, because there's a specific funds being allocated. So my suggestion, we start to apply April 9th. If not, then once the fund is finished, means that nothing much we can do lah. And then the Pekeso promised to do a direct transfer to employer's bank within 14 days from the application date. Okay, and a few things to note: employer must make full salary. No deduction is to be made to the employee, and then the employer must commit not to terminate or compel employee to take unpaid leave or cut salary for a period of 3 months after the WSP period, right? So means that 3 months during the subsidy period and 3 months after the subsidy period, you cannot do this. You cannot terminate, cut salary, or ask them to go for unpaid leave. Then next one is ERP, right? So this one is only meant for those registered or instructed to be on unpaid leave before March 1st. So take note that the notice to the employee, right, to go for unpaid leave must be issued before March 1st, right? And then this also meant for salaries below 4,000. And the criteria is that the employee must register and contributed to EIS before March 1st. Okay. Assistance is 600 per month, or maximum of 6 months, or until the end of the unpaid notice leave, whichever is earlier. Okay, so how do you apply? So we can apply through this ERPC 19 form, right? And send the completed form to this ERPC 19 at pekeso.gov.my, right? The funds will be directly transferred to the employer's bank, and within 7 days, the employer has to credit the payment to the employee's bank account. Okay, what's the difference between this retention program and also the subsidy program, right? First, it is mutually exclusive, means that each employee is entitled to only one program, right? But a company can apply for these two programs together for the same month, just for different employees. For example, if a company has 10 employees, and the company can apply 5 employees for ERP and the remaining 5 for WSP. Okay. So this is a summary that I kind of created so that everyone knows the flow of it, right? First of all, you register with SSM, right? And if you are medium and big and you have a revenue drop than more than 50%, then you can apply for WSP, right? If you don't have registered with this local council, right, then you can actually go with this direction where you can submit a PK form to JTK. A PK form is actually a notice from Jabatan Tenaga Kerja, right? So you can submit this form to them, right, within 30 days before the action being taken. So the action that you can take is that you can actually ask them to go for unpaid leave since March 1st. Then you can apply for ERP, right? Then if you did not submit this PK form, what I would suggest is that you get the consent from your employees on remuneration. So this actually includes whether they go for unpaid leave, salary reduction, or alternate working days, things like that. So right now, because everyone is staying at home, you cannot get a hard copy document. I will propose the employer get a consent through WhatsApp first. Then after MCO has been lifted, get all the consent again from the employee via a hard copy written and being acknowledged by both parties, right? And keep it so that in future, if let's say there's any legal cases in terms of labor costs and all that, you are covered, right? And if let's say you don't have any unpaid leave, but you have submitted PK form, this is where you can actually proceed to the next step, where you can go for layoff, retrenchment, salary cuts, and all that. So this one, I think a lot of employer may be forgotten about this. If you actually do a retrenchment, right, existing EIS package provides our RM 600 per month, maximum 600 as well, in terms of allowance for them to find a new work, right? So the one is actually existing EIS package and not the pre-hutting. Okay. Some reminders, right? If you want to do retrenchment, this must be done as a final resort. We must exhaust all measures, meaning you must limit OT, you limit the work days, and also cut salaries, right? Have that consent from your employee before you do retrenchment, right? Also, before retrenchment, you must select a date, and that date must be 30 days after you have submitted the PK form to Jabatan Tenaga Kerja, right? And if you have foreign workers, your foreign workers is the first to go, right? Then local employees based on last in, first out basis. Okay. Another reminder, force majeure is actually a common clause, which I hope that in future, I don't think right now we can do anything, right? It's already after the fact. So for future cases in employment contract, you can put this force majeure clause in. So force majeure clause actually states that if let's say there is any superior force on avoidable incident like our COVID-19 or pandemics, right? It essentially free both parties from liabilities and obligations. So if you have this clause in employment letters, right, during this stage, we the employees don't have to pay for salaries, right? There's a few arguments between the legal enterprises, right? Whether we can put into this clause for salary less than 2,000 or above 2,000 but less than 5,000, because under Employment Act 1955, if your letter of offer does not qualify or doesn't provide sufficient coverage under Employment Act, that offer letter is considered null and void, right? And it will follow Employment Act. But if your salary is more than 2,000, then it will exactly follow what is being stated in the offer letter. But then again, under Employment Act 1955, paragraph 69B, right, the Director General has the authority to intervene for letter of offer up to 5,000 ringgit salary per month, right? So ideally, based on my suggestion, right, I would actually suggest employee to put this clause for any person or any letter of offer with salary more than 2,000. So at least we have this clause in. We don't have to worry about submitting the PK form and whatnot, right? So it's straight away saying that once we have this pandemic, right, or superior force that is unavoidable, things like tsunami or earthquake, right, then we can actually say that, oh, I don't have to pay you during that duration. Okay, so I'll stop now for now, right, to take any questions. You can type your questions in the group chat, then I'll try to answer.
Hi, Michael.
Yes.
This is Marshall here. I have a question for you with regards to the wage subsidy program.
Okay.
I think a lot of people have been talking about whether can this has been talking from the angle whereby this is actually subsidizing existing employees. But let's say we are going, if the client is actually going to hire new employees, right? Can they apply for WSP?
Unfortunately, no. Reason is because the requirement, if you are under the micro and small, right, the EIS contribution must be from January 1st.
Must be from January 1st.
Yes,
at
least at least January, because it says January 01. Ma. So from meaning the contribution must start in December.
Okay.
Okay, and also this mention those self-employed, self-employed means like freelancers and all that. Typically, they don't pay salary to their on their own or to themselves, right? So typically, there's no EPF. Typically, there's no EIS or SOCSO, right? So for that case as well, they are not entitled for this subsidy as well.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Another question from Wong Sai. EIS, as mentioned in one of the slides, is not limited to employees below 4K. Am I right? EIS is applicable to all employees below 4,000. Yes. So to answer Sai's question, EIS is covering all employees, but maximum the salary is 4,000 and below. For salary above 5,000 and above is not covered. The reason is because the rationale I shared with you, why the rationale is like this. For EIS and SOCSO, right, the maximum coverage is only until 4,000 if you are aware of it. Right? So that's the reason why it only covers employees until 4,000. And how do you prove revenue drop more than 50% by Brian? So again, this one, there's no guidelines yet. We are still waiting for the guidelines. But my gut feeling is that they will go for management accounts, right? And if they are stringent enough, they will ask for your bank statement as well. But I doubt they will go to that extent because of the volume that they are getting. So management accounts is one thing. If I were to propose or give suggestion, those who is involved in sales tax or service tax, be very careful when you're applying this because your previous information, right, is being submitted to customs, right? So you simply cannot, in a way, redo your accounts to make sure that you have or you show a drop in revenue, right? Or unless it's a genuine case, if you are drop in revenue, right, then definitely submission to customs actually help your case. Okay, and then to James Ling, do private schools, NGO, non-profit organization also covered? Yes and no. It depends on whether you fulfill the criteria. So remember, the criteria is that you need to be registered with SSM or local council. So if your private school or NGO or non-profit organization is registered with these two bodies, and also you contribute to SOCSO and EIS, then yes, you are covered. Unlikely private schools probably will, right? But NGOs, they will not register with SSM. Most probably you will register with ROS or even not, right? So that will not be helpful to NGOs and also non-profit organizations. But private school, yes. Private school, definitely there's a reduction because they don't have any intake anymore. So you can actually prove it now.
Okay. Michael, there's one question by Brian. How to prove revenue drop more than 50%?
Oh, I just now answered really by way of management accounts. So
okay.
You just show your management accounts. Also, the management accounts should be on a monthly basis. Like I mentioned earlier, you should actually prepare two types. Monthly analysis from October, November, December, January, February, March, last 6 months, right? And also quarter to quarter analysis in terms of January to March 2019. This information you just get ready in case that they ask for it, right? But because right now we don't have a guideline yet how to prove. So this is just my gut feeling. Based on what my experience with the government agencies, this is how they will normally prove that you are actually revenue dropped at more than 50%.
Okay.
Especially if you have service tax and sales tax, that is even better because January and February you have submitted your information to customs, right? Then if it's a genuine drop, it will actually clearly stated there.
Okay. Clarence answer. Question.
Okay.
Few of my clients.
So a few of my clients, employee prefer don't take WSP since only less than 4K, which is directly cut salary. I would advise, right, for that particular employer that has employee more than 4,000, right, you can actually select, right, based on the employee salary. So if you have employee salary below 4,000, go ahead and take that package because there's no issue with this. If you have salary more than employee with salary more than 4,000, they are not entitled. So you can actually directly negotiate with them in terms of their working days, salary cut, and all one out, right? But remember to do the submission of PK form to JTK. And then as of the employees that's taking the WSP through, you cannot terminate and ask them to go for unpaid leave for 6 months from April onwards. But the salary is for employees less than 4K. So it all depends, I would say, it depends on the employer. I'm not sure if everyone is aware. Currently, to me, I feel it's the calm before the storm, right? MCO period is only like what, 1 month, or maybe if it gets extended another month or so. Not so much of an issue. What will happen, or the difficult part will be after the MCO, right? Because everyone is having this situation where I don't like to use the word recession, but I think we are coming to face this recession after the MCO because the whole world economy is going down, right? Because of this pandemic. No one is working, sales is down and whatnot, right? So everyone has this psychology of wait and see, right? Maintaining the bullets or cash with them so that they don't want to spend, they keep it and all that. So 6 months to 9 months after the MCO would be crunch time for every entrepreneur. Right? So to me, if you feel that the WSP doesn't help, right, because you can probably save more by cutting headcount or cutting the salary, things like that. By all means, go ahead and do that. You have to do, I think each employer or each entrepreneur may have their own planning. They may have their own projections in terms of how bad the market will be hit, right? The duration, things like that. So based on your planning, you can actually go ahead. What I'm sharing is that if you prefer to take WSP, right, just take note that for the next 6 months means that April until the 6 months in October, you cannot make any termination or reduce salary for the impacted person or the employee who's applying for WSP.
Hi,
Hopefully,
Michael.
yes.
Yep, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I hope that this actually explains Clarence's question.
I have a follow-up question. Just now you mentioned about EIS has to be on 1st January, because I'm looking at Queso's website right now and specifically on the FAQ for WSP. I don't see anywhere it says that you have to contribute EIS from January 1st.
This is based on what the PM announced yesterday, right? Maybe the FAQ may not be updated, right? So right now, a lot of uncertainty, but it's either two cut-off point. One is March 1st, one is January 1st. The latest one updates yesterday is January 1st for small and micro, right? For medium and large, then it is March 1st.
I see. Okay.
Okay. So there are questions from the chat group.
Yeah, I think there's another one from Jeannie. Before any retrenchment, is there criteria how long? Yes, 30 days. Then you need to give notice to Jabatan Tenaga Kerja. So you have to submit. Right now, I think JTK usually receive hard copy documents, the PK form. But if you go to the office right now, it's closed. Right? I've been there last week, so it's closed. What we can do is that we can submit a JTK email to them, right? So fill up the forms, right? Take picture and then send email to them. Okay, so James Ling says that they are contributing. Means what?
That's not the question. I think the NGO one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they are contributing EPS also, right? So question one, if they are private school, right, I assume they registered with SSM or local council. And if they are contributing to EIS and SOCSO, then yes, they are eligible for employees less than 4,000. So if the NGO, they did not register with SSM or local council, even though they contribute EIS and SOCSO, they are not eligible. Okay, so I hope I have replied to James. Then, okay, another question for Sai.
Sai.
Well, I assume that Sai's question is for those employee started in April, right, which the salary has not been deducted, where the salary has been deducted for ES. Well, it's true that the seems unfair, but that's the cutoff given by the government, right? So it's either January or March. I find it a bit, I guess it's a good employer because if they start work in April 1st, means that they have business already. Because typically my client, when they ask me what would happen to my new hire who actually starting work after the MCO period, means that if they start work in March 19th, for example, I can ask them, you say you don't have to come already because you cannot attend work. Since you did not start work, I don't have to pay you salary. I will only pay you salary when the MCO is lifted and when you physically come and join us. Unless you can actually have this new hire start work at home law, then yes, you can start to do the salary payment from the day they start work. Right? So true, it's unfair, but unfortunately, that's the guideline. Okay, so a question from Clarence. ES more than 4,000 employees moving towards retrenchment. Well, again, this one is very subjective, depending on the entrepreneur or the business, right? If they feel that in future they cannot sustain, right, then that's the direction to go. But later I'll be sharing the special relief facility, like in terms of helping with the cash flow. So right now, a lot of entrepreneurs, they are worried about cash flow, right? Because no income, right? But they still have to pay for rental, they still have to pay for salaries. And hopefully this cash flow or the special relief funds can help in terms of the cash flow management, right? So later I'll be sharing. So Clarence, you hold on to your question. It's from James Ling. Both SSM and ROS registration. So ROS and SSM, they are not the same. ROS is Registrar of Society, so it is not SSM. And since SSM is strictly for business, ROS is not. Right? That's the reason why they put another criteria is that your revenue dropped by 50%. Right? So it makes sense if you are impacted in terms of your revenue, then you get covered with this package, right? So that's the reason also why the company or the enterprise must be registered with SSM. So for your NGO or non-profit organization, if they are not registered with SSM, basically they are not covered in this package. Okay, is there any question? If not, then I'll move on to the next one.
Yep. Is there any question? Yep. Is there any question? If not, then if you have, then maybe you just continue to ask in the chat group. Yeah. So let's Michael can continue on.
Okay. So I'll move on.
Yep.
Okay. What's the definition of micro and also SME definition? Right. So this would help in terms of some idea, right? So if your turnover is less than 250,000 or your employee is less than 5 full-time employees, okay, For manufacturing, then you're considered as micro. Then if you are service industry, right, anything less than 200 or less than 5 employees, then you consider micro. So what if, let's say, your turnover is 300,000, right? But your employee is also less than 5 full-time employees. You are still considered micro. So it's either lah. It's not all N. So just to take note, if you have if you fulfill one of the criteria, then you are considered as the previous category. Okay, so the special relief facility, right? What this means is that you can apply directly with your respective banks, right? So if you have relationship currently with CIMB or Maybank, go ahead and get the application directly to them. Later, I'll share with you some of the updates, right? And also where you can apply from this and some challenges are the SME is facing that I've encountered. Okay, so this is an excerpt speech text from our PM, right? We got this soft loan for SME for 5 billion funds with interest rate of 3.5% per annum. Tekun fund or BSI micro loan, right, with a interest of 0%. It was previously 2%. Yesterday updates makes it to 0%, right? Maximum without collateral per entrepreneur, you can actually apply 75,000. And then BSN and Tekun National, the application is mutually exclusive, right? So when you apply for BSN micro loan, you cannot apply Tekun National. Okay, this one is for SME with track record less than 4 years, right? You can apply to CGC, which is the Corporate Guarantee Corporation, for a loan of maximum 300,000 under this Bismillah I and also Biswanita scheme, right? And if you are actually did not cover for this, you can go for SJPP. There's a 5 billion funds for guarantee facility as well, up to a maximum of 80% of the loan. So if you are applying for a 4 million loan, right? 5 million loan maximum, 80% means 4 million. It is covered under SGPP. Okay, so this is the portal that was announced yesterday. It's a brand new portal, right? imsme.com.ny. You can actually apply for all these special relief facilities from this portal. Previously, it was directed that we go directly with our own banks, right? And what we found out that a lot of SMEs, the feedback, the banks actually business as usual. The criteria, they have not loosened it, right? And when they offer, they only offer to their existing loan customers, right? If you are having just a current account with them and you wanted a loan facility, unfortunately, they are not able to provide that, right? But even if they give loan to you, it's not the 3.5%. It's probably 5-7% based on the normal rates that they are giving. So these are some of the hassle that we encountered. And through feedbacks, because the announcement yesterday was actually the fruits and efforts from all the industry players that they have feedback to the special cabinet committee, which was formed on April 1st, right? So they gather all the feedbacks already. That's the reason why they come out with this SME portal, so that it will help to accelerate the application for this facility. So for those entrepreneurs who's foreseeing, I shouldn't say this, I should say for entrepreneurs, please proceed to apply for this 0% and also the 3.5% if you need more, right? For cash flow purposes. I'm foreseeing a lot of probably recession, right? Probably 6 to 9 months, right? And cash flow is very important. So all entrepreneurs, they have to manage their cash flow properly and get the bullets as soon as possible, right? Because the funds will be depleted fast. So we have to act fast to get the funds into our bank first before it's finished. So other initiatives impacting SMEs, I personally welcome the moratorium loan repayment for 6 months. Right? exemption HRTF contribution for 6 months as well, beginning March pay cycle. Deferment of tax installments for 3 months, right? And also this few, right, is actually a package announced on March 27. This coming one is actually updated April 6, which is yesterday. Right? So there's a special grant of 3,000 for micro entrepreneurs, right? Specifically targeting night market stalls and also hawkers. And for those with foreign workers, if the levy or visa is expiring between April to December this year, right, there's a 25% discount, except for domestic helpers. Right? Rental exemption for all GLC properties during MCO period and 3 months after that. And yesterday also the PM announced or urged private landlord to give discounts to all SMEs, right? And they will give tax deductions, right, equivalent to the discounts given, right? But the discount must be at least 30%, right? So if your rental is 1,000, right, and they give 200 discounts, they don't enjoy the deduction. So, but if they give 500, example, right? So for 3 months, 500 means 1,500. They get additional deduction of 1,500 for the tax relief or tax deductions. Okay. Over here is actually the compliance, right? The extension has been given for due dates, right? So EPF, SOCSO, and EIS, there's no extension. SSD, for those filing in March, it has been extended to April, right? So for April ones, there's no extension yet until maybe next week. We will have to wait and see if the MCO has been extended or not. So this will be updated again. Okay. And this specifically site is for LHTI, right? Typically, it's extended by 2 months to 3 months, right? Depending on what are the forms that you are filing, right? I wouldn't go through one by one, since you have my deck ready, so you can refer to them later. Okay, then I'll stop now for another question.
Yep. Anyone have any question can ask Michael now. Anyone? Any question? Wow.
Michael, Ginny here.
Yep.
Okay, just to check, if for the rental exemption, let's say, for example, the tenant actually have given a leeway of waiving for 1 month rental income, then
Yep.
right now this policies come out, they cannot revert back to whatever they have given, right? They just have to follow whatever moving forward rental income that if they give a certain percentage of discount, then only they can get the leeway of having the tax exemption, right?
It's actually depending on how you negotiate with your landlord, right? So right now the announcement is for 3 months, April, May, and June, right? So if you want to be fair to the landlord, you probably say that, oh, for the next 3 months, right, I pay you maybe 50%. So the one that I don't pay you, right? You accumulate it and put it forward. So it means that for the next 3 months, you only pay half. So that's depending on your negotiation with your landlord. So if they only ask you to exempt payment for only 1 month, they still get it because for 1 month, they get 100% discount. Right.
It means if let's say they waive 1 month, means they would get 1 month income
Correct.
tax waiver. So,
Correct.
but the remaining balance of the months, if they have not acted on anything, means basically they don't get it.
Correct.
Right.
So I mean, what I did with my landlord, right? I asked him for 50% discounts. So my landlord is actually quite good lah. Directly, he gave me 2 months already. So for April and May, directly gave her, because we have been paying quite on time, right? It's very straightforward. They don't have to chase us, So he's actually very happy with consider we are good paymaster lah. So if you are having a good landlord, try negotiate with him, saying that maybe I pay 50% for next 3 months. Instead of you only enjoy 100% for 1 month, right? So it's win-win for everyone.
fact, we actually asked from the landlord, but the thing is, the landlord actually initially say no waive for all shop lot except for mall. But after that, they came back, they waived 1 month. So, but after they have waived the 1 month, only this particular
Right.
announcement came out. Yeah.
Right. So they can only get a additional tax deduction for that 1 month, yeah, lor.
Okay. Okay.
There's one question coming in.
Yep, from Karen.
Yep.
Which is, okay, let me read this. How if rental deduction is under personal name? Does it mean that personal deduction is subject to additional tax? Yes, you are right. It doesn't matter if it's under personal or company, so long as it's rental income, right? And that landlord actually gave discounts more than 30% for that particular month, then they do enjoy the additional tax deduction, right, equivalent to the discounts given.
So that is a personal tax for personal tax relief.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
This one is on landlord side.
Okay.
But you can actually use this, right? Because I don't know if the landlord is aware of this tax deduction. So sometimes landlord is also businessman, so you have to talk business with them. It says that, hey, give me discounts. You also earn back by way of tax deduction. Right? You don't have to pay that much of tax. So it's win-win for everyone. At least you got a bargaining chip.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Marshall, you have
Any
something
more
to
questions?
ask?
Yeah, actually, I have something for Michael on this tax deduction, the treatment of tax deduction. So, Michael, can I know, because this is actually not really a cost that was incurred, it's more like a deduction in revenue. So, can this deduction of rental be treated as part of a tax loss? Let's say if it's a loss, and can this loss be brought forward for the next years and offset future profit?
This one very tricky. I'm going to technical aspect of income tax. So it depends on whether the rental income, when you submit for income tax, right, it's treated as rental income or it's treated as business income.
Right? Business income. For this case, let's say it's business income.
You have to be very sure, you see, because for business income, they have a specific guidelines, right? If you are doing a residential rental, you must have at least 4 properties. If you are having a mall property...
No, this is not really individual, not really under Section 4A, but more on companies, corporate tax. So
yeah,
say this
it's the same thing, because doesn't matter if, let's say, your income, right? If you have only one rental income, one property, IRB would tend to say that this is only rental income and not business income.
But it provides ancillary service and management. I think it's in one of the act, right? I think if you provide ancillary service, provide management, cleaning, so it will be treated as business income. My question is actually, I want to find out whether can this be treated as part of a tax deduction and therefore bring lower or increase my business tax loss that can be brought forward or carried forward to next year.
Okay, so if it is business income, then yes, it will be considered as a loss that you can carry forward for future losses or future profits. If it's like you say, if it's a genuine business income, because I want to make sure that it is a business income and not rental income. For rental income, there's no carry forward.
I'm quite sure it's business income. It's just that, yeah. Thanks a lot.
Okay, good. Any question from Michael? Yep. Okay. Any other question? Yeah. No. Yeah. So. So Michael, is there any other slide?
Yeah, there are still some.
Okay. Good. Good. Yep. Good.
There's a question from Stanley.
Oh yeah, Stanley.
Is a rental deduction 30% only apply to commercial? It doesn't say commercial, but I would say it's for all rental, because right now there's no guideline yet. But again, if I look at the logic, it will be only rented to SMEs. But right now, still no guideline from LHDN. We have to go back to LHDN and ask about this for residential property.
Michael, can I ask you a question? Because I
Sure.
think you serve a lot of SME as well, right? So
Right.
what's their main challenge now in terms of when they come to you? What are the most challenging things that they come to you?
I think a lot of them actually asking about the subsidy law. Managing the payroll is one thing. Other than that, questions about how to stay afloat, how to continue the business continue of the company. So again, cash flow management is very important right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to manage your cash flow, reduce or make away all your unnecessary fixed costs, right? Variable costs, if you can do without, then you can eliminate it, right? So it's a matter of how to also uh, find innovative ways to create new sales for your new revenue stream for your company. So if you are doing, let's say, engineering service, if you don't open shop, you cannot do any, let's say, machining work and all that, right? So how do you actually go upstream or downstream and create an innovative way to generate new revenue stream for your company? That's the question that each entrepreneur has to ask themselves. Like example, salon, hair salon,
Yep.
right? They cannot have people go in and cut their hair anymore.
Yep.
So what can they do? So probably they can sell their hair products online, things like that. So it's upstream, right? Right now they only do hair products. They use it in their salon. So what they can do is that they maybe upsell the products, right, to their direct clients or customers first, then probably online to generate a separate revenue stream for the company. So question one is that you have to first, how to generate additional sales stream, right? Second, how do you reduce your variable cost? And also third, how do you reduce your fixed cost? So these are the questions that they are asking. So if you can help them to come out with solutions, it will be good for them, right? Only those who is actually profitable business, right? They can go for business loan that is not beyond the 3.5%. But I think who don't want to go for this low interest loan, right?
Yeah.
Everyone would want that.
Yeah, Michael, and another thing is just now you mentioned that your perspective is that probably there will be recession and all this. I mean, maybe it will be the business will slow down for a few months, and
Right.
the impact is not we haven't seen the impact yet, right? So how can this business? I mean, for your client base, and because you know your client, you know their business, can they actually sustain and stay afloat or not? I mean, what is your view on this?
Certain my clients, certain they can stay afloat because they do have cash flow. I would say probably maybe about 50% of them, they can only stay afloat 1 or 2 months. Other than that, it's all underwater already. Because I see the bank accounts it's all, they can only sustain maybe 1.5 months of the fixed salary, fixed cost. So fixed cost, when I mention fixed cost, is only rental and salaries. I'm assuming that it's a full payment salary. So if they manage to work out with the employees, right, to maybe do salary reduction, unpaid leave, things like that, then they can maybe stay afloat for a few months. But with the wage subsidy program, it will still help them. But like I think someone just mentioned, right? If it's prolonged, then it's still an issue because you are forced to feed the employee for the next 3 months. You only get subsidy for 3 months, but the next 3 months is on your own pocket.
Yep. So we also discuss about this and see how can we as a financial advisors or licensed financial advisors, that I think our role is not just helping a client to achieve financial success. Previously is like that, but current situation is to how to help them to overcome these challenges. So we do have this idea that, like you mentioned just now, if let's say the fixed cost normally is 2, because we also run business in Singapore and Malaysia. I mean, we know that the 2 is, especially servicing line. I mean, manufacturing will be more but servicing line is office and also staff like yourself, right? So just now you mentioned about office rental, maybe can talk to the landlord and then maybe do some adjustment and all this thing. So the one thing that can do this. Second one for salary is something that we can come in to actually help the bosses to talk to their employees, because if the employee know exactly their cash flow, their personal cash flow, then they will have peace of mind to maybe agree to the boss to make adjustment of their salary, so that both parties can work hand in hand to overcome these challenges. Because if you get full salary, you probably 1 or 2 months later collapse already the business.
Correct.
But if let's say both parties can work together, and the employee also know exactly how much is their expenses, for example, and this much that this is what they need, and the boss can cater for it, for example, then probably together they can overcome longer in case the MOC extended, or maybe even after that, the business is affected, they can actually overcome together. Because if the employee lost their job, they also hardly can find a job to actually replace, right or not? So it's lose-lose at the end. Employer lose, employee lose. So we are thinking of maybe go out there to help the SME especially, or work together with, like for example, yourself, your firm, kind of accounting firm that know about their client well. And like just now I asked you the question, how many of them? 50. It's like 50% will be only affected. Have 1 or 2 affected. So it's quite serious in that sense that a lot of families will be affected in that sense. So this is where we can come in and help. I would want to urge my financial consultant, my team here, to really look into this, to go out and help the SME especially, because they are not like other corporate. Sometimes they have cash flow, like what you said. They can overcome these challenges, but these are the SME that might committed something that that this point of time might hit them hard, but they are good business, just that they need to overcome the challenge lah. Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
So I think to probably give some guidelines, right? Employee and employee engagement is crucial.
Yeah.
Employee right now, I think a lot of them, they are a little bit more understanding lah. You probably get about 10% who's stubborn that they want to get full salary lah. That one bo hard lor. We have to suck up lah. So after you have to really talk to them lah. This one, the engagement with the employee is very crucial, so that like what you mentioned, if I pay you full salary, I can only tahan 1 2 months, and then I have to top up.
Yeah.
So it's lose for everyone. Right?
Yeah, it's third party. If let's say it's a third party to talk to the employee, especially the qualified one like financial advisor like us, then I think hopefully the employee will willing to listen, and the suggestion, the decision still depend on them, but at least there is a party to talk to. And because the bosses now also kalang kabut, they also have their own stress, their own issue or concern that they need to look into, and yet have to deal with this partner, which sometimes is their long-term kind of employee. So emotionally is attached, but yet they need to do something in order to let the company afloat, you see. So that's where we can come in. That's where we can actually add value to this relationship, the employer-employee relationship. Yeah.
Right. If there's any help needed, you can always reach out to me. I'll see what I can do to help out.
Yeah, we can team up together to do to actually help your client base or other public or whoever or employers who need help lah. So that we can overcome these challenges together.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so no more questions. I'll move on.
Okay, Ken.
So earlier I mentioned about the challenges faced by SMEs. Previously, like I mentioned, the soft loan announced in the previous package, the loan amount is actually based on bank's discretion, So if you want 1 million, they say no, I can only give you 100,000. Then that's it, 100,000, right? And then the loan criteria is not loosened, business as usual for the banks. So they still need you like 3 track records, whatnot, right? And they only serve existing loan, right? And some don't even offer this one, 3.5%. And previous stimulus package doesn't help SME. Yesterday night's package a little bit helped, but it only helps probably for you during the MCO period, right? The stimulus plan doesn't actually address the situation after the MCO. Like what I mentioned, the 6 to 9 months is actually the crunch time, right? So the stimulus plan doesn't help to generate the sales and the demand, right, in terms of the recession. But hopefully by then, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong, that there's this recession coming in, right? But I want to give this, how would I put it, caution to everyone, that be prepared for recession for 6 to 9 months. Okay. And also foresee a lot of entrepreneurs or businesses will have tight cash flow and non-profitable months because of the low revenue. Okay. Also, I wanted to what do you call that? Stress again the importance of this link, right? I am an SME, so that you know what is the importance of this link, right? Let me do something.
Yeah, now it's okay. Just now is your video is still, yeah, so you can share.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Share again. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so now we need to talk about mindset change. Reason why is because current scenario actually forced everyone to change, right? The old method doesn't work anymore because there's no face-to-face interaction anymore, right? So we need innovative ways to deliver your products to the market. For people like us, doing services, no more have an issue, right? Because we can deliver our products anytime, anywhere, right? But for those traditional businesses that they do, example, engineering service or hair salon, things like that. So they have difficult ways to find alternate revenue stream, right? But this again is actually up to each enterprise or each business to come up with their own innovative ways, right? So when I say deliver, it means marketing and also distribution channel, because right now, if you are used to do flyers, like hard copy flyers, now it doesn't work anymore, right? Because of the MCO, and potentially future, we may have this limited movement, right? May not as strict, but we may have limited movement, right? So hard copy marketing, if flyers like that doesn't work anymore, so you have to find a better way to do the marketing. And why delivery in terms of marketing is important, because it's actually how you put your presence out to the market, right? So that everyone is aware of your availability and what you can promote or help them to solve their problems. Okay. I like to give you a equation. For now, in order for you to have a sustainable and profitable business venture, right, you need to be adaptable and evolve, right? Look at what happened to Nokia. So when the smartphone era is coming, they are not changing fast enough. They are not able to adapt to the market demand, right? So that's why they had Nokia has been booted out from the phone market, right? So right now the dominant market will be iPhone, Samsung, things like that, right? So if you are not adapting to the current situation and you are not evolving, right, most likely you'll be booted out from the market. Okay, so make sure you have that so that you have a sustainable and successful business venture. What we can propose right now to you is that we go digital, right? For example, for now, if you want to do meeting, you can go Zoom, you can do Facebook Live or webinars, things like that, right? Other than that, what you can do, right, is do digital marketing. In 2020 budget, Malaysian budget, right, the government is actually encouraging local employees or local businesses to go for digital space, right? So they are actually providing 50% matching grant up to 5,000 per company for the subscription of selected areas. So there are actually 5 areas, right, where you can upgrade your system, and it is only limited to first 100,000 SME applying for these upgrades. Right now, the fund is still available. So if you have clients who has not applying for this, I highly encourage them. It's 5,000, although not much, but at least something, right? Then what are the 5 areas? It is under the digital marketing or sales, right? Ecosystem, HR payroll or CRM. CRM is a customer relation management, procurement, and also ERP or accounting and tax, right? And if your clients wish to know more about information, the link is over here. The government initiative, you can ask them to take a look at the bottom part. Right? And then the next one is also probably a new idea to businesses where they can actually outsource mundane work, right? Like accounting and payroll, but not any freelancers, I would say. Probably they need to have this cloud-based accounting and artificial intelligence document archiving. So why I stress on these two factors because right now these two factors are the trend in a digital market where for cloud-based accounting, the owner can actually access to the accounts anytime, anywhere, right? And here are some of the benefits that you can actually see from this cloud-based accounting. Right? So for every transaction, you have an image of the invoice attached together for that transaction. So if you have a query, if you want to take a more detailed look in terms of the invoice, you don't have to dig out the invoice. All you need to do is just click on the image and a replicate of the scanned copies will be there for you, right? And if you outsource, you don't have to worry about your staff anymore because if you do on your own, right, you need to train again your staff if they leave, right? And that will actually cause a lot of downtime. So if you outsource this function out, you don't have to worry about the attrition of your staff for accounting. This will be handled by your accountant or your outsource partner, right? And also for artificial intelligence document archiving. So what someone needs to do is that they need to scan all receipts and bills, right? Scan into a system, and that system will actually read and gather all information, and it will auto post that information into the accounting software. Right? So it actually helps to reduce all the errors, potential errors that can be caused by human, and it will actually enhance the accuracy of the data entry as well. So these two functions, actually, I've been using it for Genie, right? So Genie maybe can share a little bit how you saw these two tools or softwares that have been introduced to Genie, or maybe you can talk offline about this later. Okay, so I'll stop round for questions and answer. This will be my last page.
Okay. So any question for Michael? Yeah, I mean, for digital is something that is something that's important. So for our company perspective, in Singapore as well as in Malaysia, especially in Singapore because Malaysia, our business is highly compliant, and we also go into this circuit breaker, like they call it circuit breaker period now. So we have our non-face-to-face business process. So it's business as usual, and
Yep.
we are we are one of the company that embrace technology a lot, and we spend a lot of money in. Yes, a lot of time business owner they first they don't embrace, and if
Yep.
they say they want to embrace, they need to invest. So that's a challenge. So but now I think with this there's a push lah. There's a push for them to look into this seriously.
Correct.
Yeah.
And for the outsourcing part, right, if they outsource to us, we actually cover the implementation stage. Means the cost is embedded in the fees that they are paying.
Yeah.
So there's no like previous, like when you want to implement certain new technologies, you have to spend like a bulk of money.
Yeah.
So right now it's not. So it's all ready. It's just pay a monthly rental. That's it.
Yep. Good. Any question from the floor? I mean, it's a very good session that let all of you know about what is put in place by the government and also how we interpret it. Huh? So there's Agnes. Agnes, to everyone, may I know from okay.
Question is not complete.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael, I would like to know the financial planning consultation on retainer basis. How does it work?
It depends on the scope that we need to work on. So it's actually, there's no pre-package, if I want to put it that way, because it's not fair for me to put a price for the same price for everyone. you know, so it depends on what is required. So if you only need like a on-call basis questions, things like that, maybe there's a simple few hundred retainer only. But if you really need a really detailed consultation, then it's case by case basis.
So, Michael, as I also, Agnes, you have something to ask, right? Your
You're
mic.
on mute now.
Thank you, Michael. But at the same time, I just wondering whether you have like what is the total amount of their asset? Then based on their asset, what is the task? And then you have the module 1, 2, 3, something like that, so that we have more specific idea of how does it works.
To me, I personally don't agree in terms of charging client based on the total assets and whatnot, right? Because we actually normally we charge based on our time cost, so it's fair for everyone, right? If let's say the client that you have right now is actually a, let's say, property developer, the assets is probably a few millions. So if even I charge 1%, there's like few thousand ringgit already there. So, and you only ask me like every month or so, you ask me 1-2 questions. I charge you 1,000-2,000, you say, wow, so expensive. So it's not really fair if I charge based on that rationale. So again, there's no specific rationale that I look at it, but it's just my gut feeling of my time cost spent in terms of the retainer basis.
Yeah.
So case by case.
Okay, it's not on your mic, Agnes. You want to ask something? It's not on your mic. Yeah.
Oh.
It's not on also.
Oh, thank you so much, Michael.
Yeah, thank you.
Actually, Michael, your business now also expanding because now you can use online to reach out to more people. Last time, traditionally, people will go to your office for service. So if let's say they want to engage you, then normally you say, okay, I'll go to your office. Now you can serve client anywhere. I mean, in Malaysia, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you have to go digital. I mean, digital marketing become very important. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Right now, the technology we are using is actually cloud-based. Right? So accounting, last time we have to set up into your office, right? The accounting software, whatnot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So right now, all this is actually become obsolete. Right? So it's all on cloud. All I do is I give you a password, right? And login ID, you can access your accounts.
True. Yep. Any question from the floor? Because now it's 3:42. Any question? Okay, Karen. There's from Karen. Will there be concern if some of the employee allowance be temporarily stopped?
So based on the guidelines from Ministry of Human Resource, right? You can only stop allowance for traveling and attendance related, right? If it's the other fixed allowance, then you have to make full payment.
Okay. Any other? Okay, thanks. Sandy.
Okay, so Stanley is asking, are you eligible to apply the micro loan, 0%? Yes, you can as a financial advisor, but this one subject to Bank Simpanan Nasional. I think everyone is available. You can go and apply for that. I personally understand that they require 2 guarantor, but the guarantor is that anyone with 2,000 salary and below can become your guarantor. Right? But we can go ahead and also get guarantee facility from CGC. Remember the slides that I'm showing about the 300,000? Let me go back to the screen. Let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the where you can go for this CGC if your track record is less than 4 years, right? You can say to Bank Negara or CGC saying, you want guarantor, I can give you guarantor by way of CGC, right? So if you go to CGC says that I want to go for this Bismillah I scheme, right? They can cover up to a maximum of 300,000. But since microloan is only 75,000, it's covered already. So I hope that this answer your questions, then.
Okay. Any question? Okay, if no question, maybe Michael, we will definitely as a company level we will talk to you on this, and I will talk internally with my team leader as well, and see what can we do together as well to either, I mean, first what we can do is probably conduct some seminars, and then we can invite the business owner
Sure.
to actually participate on this, so that we can add some value to them, and also we also definitely want to look into how can we help them in terms of managing their fixed cost, which is their staff salary. This part
Yep.
that we can help them, and then we can look into individual staff. What is their challenges, financial challenges? That because that is another part, which is their individual personal finance part. That they need to manage their cash flow as well. And certainly they have certain asset, including their insurance policy, that can be actually used at this point of time because there's cash value to actually fund some of the cash flow. Because if let's say they're buying participating policy for many years, they are certainly have certain cash value that they can use in case they need to have cash flow. So we can look into all these personal level asset and their liability, and also other things that we can actually help to provide a peace of mind to the employees, and also as well as employers, right? Yeah. So Lindsay got one question. Michael, I went to the Tekun website.
Yep. Tekun is only 10,000. You are right. It's not the same as BSN.
Okay. Any other question? I think we have your you will give us the updated decks, right? For
Yep, I'll send to Ginny, so Ginny will help to distribute to you guys.
Okay, thank you. And if you have other topic that you think is good to let or your business owner are asking you to share with them, that you think is valuable for our consultant and their client, maybe you can propose to us as well, so that because every day we will have this session, so it's good to feel a good insight from different experts to help our clients as well as their friends, their employees. Okay, with this, I think is there any other pressing question that you want to ask, Michael? If not, then let us give Michael a round of applause by using reaction or clap or whatever. Okay, reaction. Give a reaction. Okay, clap. Okay, clap. Clap.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. Thank you. Keep safe.
Thanks.
Okay, keep safe. And if I travel previously quite often back to Penang actually, but because of this period, I couldn't. So next time when I'm back to Penang, I'll definitely pay you a visit. Okay, hopefully
sure.
Hopefully soon. Okay, hopefully soon. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye. Okay, for team, can y'all stay back with us? Have some, internal maybe discussion, debrief a bit. Then we were then able to talk to Michael. Okay, Michael is out already. Okay, so how you guys find this session? If you think is insightful, please put one. If you think it's insightful, please put one. Okay, thank you. So if you think Michael is someone that can actually is good, is knowledgeable, his presentation is good, easy to understand, and we can actually maybe run some activity with him, please put two. If you think that we can, if Michael is actually able to, we can work with Michael to do some session with our client, please put two. Okay. All right, I think most of you are quite comfortable with him. This is the first time that I actually meet Michael as well. So I feel that he's quite sincere, knowledgeable, as well as quite. Because first how I feel that I'm open to work with him is because when I asked Jenny to check whether, because when I received the information from Jenny yesterday, I then text Jenny, that's quite late already, whether Michael willing to come on for this session or not. And within 15 minutes, Jenny replied me that Michael is willing to. So I feel that Michael is someone that, quite proactive and willing to share. I mean, maybe it's also during this time now, but after today's session, I also feel that he's quite sincere and genuine, and I will feel that he can actually add value to our client as well. So, but I don't have any promise yet to Michael that we will definitely refer client to him. So you no need to worry, because I think our agreement, mutual understanding is that, you know, what we want is to help the employer or employee first, right? We want to run something, seminars, that we can do that first. Whether we are able, you will refer client to him or not, or whatever, we can talk about this. Management level will talk about this, as well as the team leader will talk about this as well, right? But the key is to actually do something for our client, which I think is important, that maybe they want to know more. Okay, so thirdly, I want to ask is this, that okay, if let's say you are comfortable and you found that it's valuable, if let's say we are going to run a seminars for your business owner client, or even your prospective client, on this particular topic, you know, on cash flow and how the employer can look into it, and then because of that, we can propose to the employer as well. Just now I told about our idea to Michael. He's also quite agreeable with this. So if you think that it's okay to run this type of seminars to the business owner, okay, please put 3. Please put 3 if let's say you think we can run a webinar to the SME bosses based on you know, on this topic, and also we can also offer our service to them, because most of their business owner might have these similar challenges, or all of them will have these challenges, that, you know, they need to pay the fixed costs, and if let's say they have these challenges, we can actually provide these services to them. Okay, Mandarin one, definitely we will check with Michael whether he can deliver in Mandarin or not. If not, then I do have other speaker that can do that lah. You know, I will invite the speaker who can speak in Mandarin to do so. Okay, so seems like everyone is comfortable with Michael, and you also think that the topic is relevant to the business owner. And thirdly, we should run webinar for this topic. Then we will discuss in the leaders chat and also management level to quickly come up with a plan to run this webinar. Okay. So is there any other question? Mandarin, yes, we will check whether Mandarin is good. Is there any other question from my side? And let's thank Jenny as well for sharing the information. And please maybe watch back the video as well, last night video that Jenny had posted in our closed group, right? The video of the session by Michael and I think another 2 panel. You can watch back again if you want to. I also recorded down this session. I will send out the video once it's converted to. I can send once it's converted to video to you guys as well. And then I think Michael will send the deck to Jenny. Jenny can forward to the rest later. Okay. And thank you so much, Jenny. Thank you. Let's give Jenny a round of applause. Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right.
I just checked with Michael. Michael said he can speak Mandarin, but just like not so fluent.
Okay, can.
Normal, he can talk lah.
Okay, but the slide will be in English, right?
Slides is all in English.
English, okay. So we see how now. If let's say we have alternative that the accountant can speak Mandarin, then we will consider see which is better. I mean, which is more appropriate, or we can have two accountant or whoever can cater for more people. We will decide. And then you also see there are lineup of the speaker for different day, right? Tomorrow will be Jihui, Thursday. If you want to join the session on personal branding, okay. I will do up the entire new presentation deck for this part. Maybe some of the information already you know, but I will do an entirely new presentation deck for Singapore perspective, right? So Singapore consultant, about 40 plus of them already registered. So I can only cater maybe 30 plus, 30 maximum or 40 maximum from Malaysia side. So if you want to join, please register through the Google form. Thursday, That is Thursday. Friday. Okay, Friday, as promised, I will invite Vincent to actually come and address to all of you. Okay, Friday. And Saturday. Saturday, I also secured a speaker already, who is actually a lawyer and is referred by Amy. She know the lawyer and she recommended the lawyer, and the lawyer will talk about the tenant, and I think the landlord and tenant agreement and loan and all this. I mean, legal perspective. For during this MOC period, maybe there's legal question that you want to ask. You can also probably ask during that session. So so that is the lineup for the entire week on this week. So I hope that y'all can actually attend tomorrow session up to Saturday session. Okay. So thank you so much everyone for your participation, and we shall leave the meeting now to go for another meeting at 4. I need to go for another meeting at 4 o'clock. Thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye.